Hey, what's going on, everybody? Today or tonight or wherever you are, I'm looking at XRP and trying to figure out what the heck is it doing. Everybody got scared on that little shakeout, but when you zoom out, I can't see anything. Can you? It's a little, it's barely a little blip on the radar. It's nothing. When you zoom out and look at the grand scheme of things, it's peanuts compared to where we're going. So I'm basically here to give you a few ideas on what could potentially be happening. You want the good news first or the bad news first? Let's talk about the bad news and the potential terrible bearish outcomes that could potentially happen. To me, the big bearish idea would be this channel, which is descending, and basically a retest of the bottom of this channel. So somewhere down in here. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Anything's possible. And if it happens, so be it. It's a blessing in disguise. It'll be terrible when it happens. But then once it's over, it'll be like, whoa, no way. I just picked up XRP for 10 cents on the dollar, right? So, not sure where it would land if it went down there. I guess we could pull a Fibonacci extension. Remember, this is the good news will be later. The bad news is first. So the or I should say the bearish ideas first. So taking a Fibonacci trend-based extension. So I'll start from this wave down here. I'll go to the bottom of this wave and then come back to the top of this wave. And that takes us to about that 10 to 13 cent level. So somewhere in there, right? So that, let's see, let me just put a couple lines here so we could see it. So somewhere right in there, and that would be not bad because actually it would take out this this liquidity down here. So this low right here, if that low gets taken out, there's a lot of liquidity below it. So it would make sense, right? And then also you got the bottom of the channel. And then also to add to that, what we have here? We would be like an A, or better yet, let me do that again. W, X, Y. So 333, right? So, we have 3 here, 3 here. And you can argue that the WXY is already over with because we have 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And that's totally valid, right? So that's the big thing, right? Is it done? Or is this some sort of ABC where you have 3, 3, and then 5? But the problem with that is wave 4 of C is too big. I mean, I guess it's possible, but you never know. So that would be the sort of the bearish idea. And what that would be basically, right, is you have this, like, you imagine you're in a hot rod car and you turn the key and you're just revving, you just turn the key and you're just idling, and then you give it some gas, it accelerates. And then as you let off the gas, right, the RPMs slowly start to dwindle, right? And in the terrible analogy, I know, but bear with me. So we have this base in here. We have an explosion out of the base, right? And then A, B, C. 3-wave move, right? Because markets moves in fives and threes, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Right? That's usually how they go. So if we have 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we need 3. A, B, C. Now you can argue 3 is finished, right? A, B, C, and we're finished already, and it's sort of like a running triangle, right? or contracting, and we'll talk about that too. So there you go. That's your bearish idea. So taking everything off the screen, it's getting a little cluttered. Let me show you another possible bearish idea. So market makers have millions and millions. Oh wait, did I say that? No, billions and billions of dollars, and they like to do things. And what they do is they try to figure out where the liquidity is, right? You can't they can't just go on Binance and buy, 20 million XRP. It doesn't work. They have to wait, right, for an order, for an influx of liquidity so that they can get their order filled, right? And liquidity comes in a couple different ways. Number one, let's say this is your support, right? So we'll zoom in here, and here's your support. So you got support, and retail sees that, and the market maker knows that the retail people see that, right? So they understand that there's support there, but they also understand that if that support gets broken, retail does what? They go short, which means what? More liquidity into the market. So for example, if this starts to come down and break this, I'm not saying it is, and remember, we're doing the bearish ideas first, right? And then I'll tell you what I think at the end, but we got to talk about all the scenarios here. And a lot of these scenarios are predicated on the stock market, on the dollar, and Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's like, a drama queen. Think of Bitcoin like a drama queen. She's always looking for attention, right? And if nobody's looking at her, then she dumps. And then the altcoins have to dump too, right? And then sometimes when Bitcoin retraces, the altcoins can actually outperform, right? So it's sort of, in between on where Bitcoin could be at the moment where, for example, XRP would blast off. And usually the requirements are Bitcoin is above the bull market support band, which is check number one, which is what we have. Number two, Bitcoin is either consolidating or just relaxing, which it actually took off. And we'll talk about Bitcoin and maybe in the next video. But for now, let's keep talking about XRP. But anyways, as far as Bitcoin goes, it's in a relatively healthy position. Yes, it had a big knockback. You look at it as a flash crash or liquidity grab or whatever you want to call it. Now, if the selling continues and it starts to have another wave and then another wave and another wave, right? And then we pull back and then we continue down, then you could say, okay, now it's a reversal. Now let's look at where we could potentially be headed. But as of right now, it was just a pullback, right? So we have to wait and see how this continues to develop. But looking at Bitcoin on the 4-day chart, I mean, look at it. Look at the red candle relative. I mean, look at this. And that little tiny crash right there. Nothing to worry about. I mean, look at this dump. Look at this. And look at the thing is Bitcoin took a lot of it back. I mean, look at that. Let me go to the daily chart, and then I'll go back to XRP. So, just real fast though, look at this. Bitcoin came up here, right? Here's a support. Bitcoin broke below the support. Then it went sideways. Now it's attempting to break back up the support, and it's getting rejected. So this could be a good shorting opportunity for more downside, or maybe just a three-way pullback and then a continuation to the upside, right? So you can't really see it on the daily, but this is 1, 2, 3. It's got a three-wave shape, right? And then we have an impulse off the low, so we need a pullback and then a continuation. If this pullback breaks this low, right? If the pullback breaks the low and comes up and retests it as resistance, just like this did, then you could say, okay, we're potentially coming down, deeper. And then at that point, I would say, okay, let's look for a back test of this area. See, look at this support. Resistance, 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 beautiful symmetry in this resistance. We broke above, right? But look what happened. We never came back down to back test it. So that could potentially be what's occurring at the moment for Bitcoin, right? I know I said I would look at Bitcoin later, but it's important to know in the context of where we want XRP to go, right? So if I could just draw a trend line here. I mean, trend lines are subjective, right? You could see that they cross pretty well, right? So you can say that this is 1, 2, 3 down here, right? And what that would do is, number one, it would correct the price, which is healthy. We need corrections. Number two, it would confirm this breakout. So you see this breakout? Breakout, breakout. The breakout's not confirmed. Why? Because we never came back down to back test it. So A, B, C, we come down, we back test all of this resistance and make it the new support on top of this rising trend line, and then we can continue going. If we break it, then you can start to say, okay, this is a lot bigger than we thought. Then at that point, we can say, okay, let's zoom out even further. And what do we see? We see another major area that I talked about in the other videos. This major thing that we were in 6 months. Look at this big range, right? Bitcoin came up in here, boom, 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 breakout. But it never came down to backtest. So we had this big channel and that Bitcoin was, revving up the engine or coiling up the spring. And once it broke out, right, we took off. Everybody's bullish. There's no way it can come back down. There's no way, no how. But trust me, if you, for example, if somebody posts a bearish thing, right, and you look at the comments, for example, I don't like giving names, but for the purpose of this video, Mr. Whale, I guess is Whale Wire, he's pretty, he likes to ruffle some feathers, if you notice, right? So he says, Bitcoin is going to come down, it's likely. But if you read all the comments, everybody's grilling him. And that concerns me because usually the majority is wrong. And I don't want Bitcoin to come down, right? But, maybe it's the context in which he's saying it, right? He likes to poke the Bitcoin maxis and antagonize. And, that's just his style, right? And people push back on that. But if the more people push back, then the majority, right, is usually wrong. So, for example, down here, a lot of people saying we were going lower. We came up here, you were split 50-50. People came up here, right? The price came up here. People say, okay, now we're going higher, which tells me we could come all the way down, A, B, C, and back test this high right here. I believe that will happen at some point. I believe Bitcoin will backtest 31K at some point. So not sure when that's going to happen. Maybe we go up even higher. Let me take everything off the screen here and just be very right there. So basically a couple things. Number one, can Bitcoin break this liquidity right here? I think it can. Number two, will Bitcoin backtest this area? I think it can. And I think it will. And I think both could happen. Now, number one, we can come up here, tag this high, then come down and backtest it. Or number two, we can start it now and backtest it, right? So either way, I think we're going to do that at some point. I mean, if you go back through history, anytime you have a low here and then you come up in a level, Bitcoin likes to go up in another level, right, before either breaking out or coming back down. But if it does consolidate and build support above this support, then we could look at a new all-time high for Bitcoin. But as of right now, we have to treat it as a retracement. And retracements are some of the biggest things. I mean, they are the biggest thing because that determines everything for crypto, right? But for example, we really want to see either Bitcoin break another high or come down and backtest. So for altcoins, right? You would think if Bitcoin comes down here, alts are going to get smashed. Maybe, yeah. But then what I think would happen was if Bitcoin comes down here and backtests this, I think it's going to be very healthy. But then once Bitcoin bounces, I think the alts are going to have much more momentum on this upswing, right? Or on this bounce than Bitcoin would. So that's the way, that's sort of the way I'm looking at it, right? And then this could be 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5, like a diag before we come down, or we make a decision and go back up. Everything happens in the retracement levels. So decisions have to be made. But as of right now, we just have to wait and see. But that's why we have to, figure out, okay, if it breaks this level, then this. If it breaks below this level, then this. But as it stands right now, break above 44K, a close above, we could definitely get, up to that 47K target. A lot of people are targeting that, so who knows if it won't hit it. Maybe usually too many people target that area. It usually overshoots it, or it doesn't make it, right? So let's see. I wouldn't mind Bitcoin coming down to backtest this area, right? And then continue higher. So going back to XRP, if this were so basically if this is the case, we come down and backtest, what would XRP do? And if we break above, what would XRP do? So we'll talk about. But going back to what I was saying earlier, if somebody had $20 million and they want to buy XRP, they need an influx of liquidity. So if XRP comes down, breaks this support in here, right, all of this support, then it triggers all the shorts. And then what happens is they can buy that up, and it's like a fake out, and then boom, we come back up. And then what do you think that would be? A, B, C. It'd be a three-way move. And that's sort of one of the big possibilities that I would be expecting. Now, there's a couple big possibilities that could happen, but that would probably be right up there in the top two. That would be one of my top two choices right here. And that would be what? Bitcoin coming down to backtest that 30K area. So if Bitcoin comes down to backtest the 30K area, that would be perfect for XRP, because that would mean a couple things. One, a liquidity grab. So, for example, we broke this support, liquidity piles in, they take it up. And then another way is this trend line here, right? So if we break that trend line, everyone's going to go, oh my God, look at XRP. It's been on this trend line for over a year and a half almost. And then we broke the trend line. Oh no, it's going down and down. But usually what happens is trend lines are meant to be broken, right? Look how many times it's tested. Boom, boom, boom. And what this is market makers, this is very important, they're engineering liquidity. That's what they're doing. See, higher, low, higher, low. Retail's looking at that. Oh, this is bullish. This is good. We're going to go up and up and up. But what the market makers are doing is setting up retail to capitulate, right? Or to shake them out, right? It's all about shaking out the weak hands, right? So you see this beautiful support, boom, 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 right? And then we come down here, right? But if it breaks below this trend line, people are going to what? They're going to say, oh, it's over. The party's over. They sell it, right? They short it. And then what happens? The market maker has all that liquidity because everybody sold, right? Everybody shorted, or all the above. Or maybe they bought it too, right? And then you have all this liquidity pouring in. And then what happens is the supply gets absorbed, and then boom, skyrocket to the upside. And this is breaking new all-time highs, by the way. So that would be one of the big ideas. And you know what? I'm going to show you confluence in this idea. And maybe you already, maybe you know, maybe you don't. But this is the contracting triangle here, right? So, for example, here's the triangle here. Some people say, oh, it could be a big bull flag, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, it's a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, right? So, for example, you have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. Same thing here. You have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. And in this sort of phase, we have a contracting triangle, which is right here. So we have A, B, C, D, and now E. And what makes perfect sense here is the three-wave move in E, because every wave, right, like for example, wave A is much bigger than wave B. Wave B is bigger than C, and D is bigger than C, and E is bigger than D. So right now, we're at the finish line, guys. If this is the case, I'm not saying this is the case, but I believe it is. Not financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice, but I think this is what's going to happen. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that big dump like it shows, but it would make sense. Why? Because every wave has three waves, for example. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And look at this right here. Let me zoom in. Let me take that off. Right? 1, 2, 3. That's wave D. And then 1, 2, 3. Wave E. Finish that up. Boom. Break below the triangle. Get everybody bearish. Oh, we're going to go down. We're going to go down. Right? Never happens. We take it to the upside. Just like back over here. Check this out. Same exact thing that happened. It's history repeating, or at least rhyming, right? So ignore my trend lines. I'm just doing it for the video. It's not going to be pinpoint perfect. I'm just showing you as an example. So we have, let me do it this way. It's the same thing. A, B, C, D, and then this is E. And look at E. Look what E did. Look what E did. It went all the way down, and it broke that trend line. And what happened? This right here. Look at that wick. You see this wick right here? Look at this wick. This long wick. You know what that wick was? That was the market maker filling his $20 million position, like I was saying in the example before, right? This is the smart money right here, saying, gotcha, I gotcha, right? Because look at this trend line. It's the same thing what's happening now. You see this trend line? It's beautiful. We have a hit, right? We come down, and look what happened. We slice right through it like butter, and what happens? Retail comes in, goes short, influx of liquidity, and then what happens? Boom, skyrocket to the upside. And that's exactly what I'm expecting now, because this triangle right here is tiny compared to the one we are in now. So it'll be interesting to see if it plays out, right? And I think it will. Usually what happens is markets go where you expect them to go, just not the way you expected. Right? If that makes sense. So for example, let me show you here. So I think we are right in this downward move in here, right? It's not as clean or perfect, but I think it's something to this effect. Now, are we going to get this big dump, this liquidity grab? Maybe, maybe not. But what I'm saying is, if it comes, if it happens, don't be scared. Buy the dip. Understand that it's a market maker trick to shake you out. Because all of this is bullish consolidation that led to a breakout, right? And remember, you know why I believe in my conviction because XRP has only had one bull run. XRP has been in the top 10 since the beginning of its time, but it only had one bull run. How is it possible? You know why I'm so bullish on XRP? Because number one, XRP has been in the, like I said, the top 10 since the beginning of time, but it never broke out into a new all-time high. So how's that possible? For example, I think XRP's number one competitor at the moment, as far as market cap goes, would be ADA. Well, all of us saw the ADA explosion. I mean, ADA took off like a monster. So here's ADA right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure it from the C19 low to the all-time high. And let's see how high it went. Goodness. 17,000 plus 17,500%. Wow. Okay, now let's see what XRP did. So the same thing. I'm going to take it from the C19 low, just about. I'm going to take it all the way up. Not even 1,600%, about 1,500, say 1,500%. So so think about that for a second. One coin went up 17,500%. And XRP only went up 1,500%. That's nothing. Okay. And you could say, well, how is that good? That's bad for XRP. You're right. At the time it was. But now XRP has been creating this massive range, just like the range down in here, right? And it's setting itself up for a major breakout. ADA already had the breakout. So why would I be in ADA? ADA is going to do great. It's going to go and do amazing things. I believe ADA is going to go way higher in a retracement. Now, is it going to break new all-time high? I don't know. I don't think so, but I will love to be wrong, right? But as of right now, I think ADA is going into a retracement, just like XRP went into a retracement. Right? So what I'm saying is, if XRP went up 1,700 or 1,500% and ADA went up 17,500%, how is it possible? And XRP never broke its all-time high. How is it possible that XRP is still in the top 10? Even it's past ADA. I believe XRP is ahead of ADA, right? Or maybe I haven't looked in a while, but that shows strength, right? So, for example, XRP had this monster explosion. Then it came down, and then it went to a retracement and never broke the all-time high, right? What did ADA do? ADA right here broke this all-time high, right? It came down and it skyrocketed way up here, right? So now, basically XRP is down here, ADA is way over here. So which one would I rather buy? I believe ADA is going to go into retracement, right? Just like how XRP went into its retracement. For example, now this is the important part right here. You have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways blast off. And that is what I believe ADA is going to do. Something like that, right? Just like XRP. Just like XRP right here. So XRP, same thing. It had a rise, it had a crash, and instead of going on a major rally like ADA did, it only went into a retracement. Then it came down for reaccumulation, and now the blast off comes. So the blast off hasn't happened yet, just like over here, right? So for example, pretend that this is ADA right here. This was the big ADA monster move right there, right? And then ADA came all the way down, right? And now what is it doing? It's going back up. But look, it's not going to break the high. Maybe, potentially, right? What it does is it comes back down and then it goes sideways in accumulation. You need accumulation, and then ADA can go exploding, right? So that's what I'm saying. You got to understand where the coin is in the cycle. XRP is a cycle behind. So that's why I'm in XRP, right? That's why I'm in XRP, because XRP has only had one bull run. That's it. It's only had one bull run, which is this right there. That's all it had. And we had our crash, we had our retracement, we had our reaccumulation, and now we have our sideways base. So what comes next? Maybe, right? Maybe we come down, like I said before, 1, 2, 3, right? And then go, right? Breaking this liquidity, grab that liquidity, then go, right? Remember, I talked about the bearish ideas first. Now let's talk about the bullish ones, right? So, real quick, the bearish would be coming down here and then going, which is possible, right? And that would be A, B, C, and then go. Or we're doing something like before, which is this right here. Let me show you. See that little channel right there? Now watch this. Same kind of thing. See that little channel right there? See the differences, right? I'm going to make the chart come to life. Watch this. So, right, you've seen the channel, right? Here's the channel. Right there. Right, I'll just do this. Boom and boom. Actually, let's change the color. Let's do pink. Boom and boom. Okay, now we'll do blue, and we'll say, what next? Well, XRP had this three-way move. What did XRP do? It had this three-way move right there, right? We're going backwards, right? We're going backwards. So then what happened? Let's go yellow. Then we had this move to the downside, right? Which was actually a move to the upside. So same thing here. We had the move to the upside. And then what happened? XRP had the long bear market, right? The long bear market. And then what happened? Same thing over here. Long bear market, right? And then what? Green, blast off. Green, blast off. So there you go. Look at the chart. Look at that. You have this up move, or I should say rise, right? You had the rise, check. You had the crash, which is the bear market. Crash, check. You had the retracement, check. You had reaccumulation, check. And now we're in this sort of upwards channel or base or however you want to call it, check. I mean, guys, look at this. How could you not be bullish? I mean, when I look at the price of ADA and all these other coins, I'm like, they got nothing on XRP. There's not one coin out there that has the mind-blowing features of XRP. Because remember, look how long it's been. 2017. So 2017, right? 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 6 years, guys. 6 years, right? 6 years. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. 6 years, right? In this big rectangle. Just like down here. Started off 2013, 13 and a half, right? 14 and a half, 15 and a half, 16 and a half. So this one was 3 years, right? So this one right here is twice as long than this one right here. So look how big this monster move was. From a 3 year accumulation box, we had this monster breakout. Okay, now we have a 6 year accumulation box. What do you think's gonna happen, guys? Come on, what do you think's gonna happen? I mean, you know, I can't paint it any clearer, right? So notice, let me zoom in here. What happened? Look at this little wick right here. We were trailing up. Let me change it to yellow. We were trailing up. We broke the liquidity and then we moonshotted. So let's see if that's sort of what's happening now. Right? We're trailing up. Maybe we come down here like that wick, right? Remember that wick? We come down here, we take this trend line out, and then boom, we go. And that's sort of what I'm expecting. Something to that effect, right? That's basically the idea here. So whether or not that plays out, I don't know, but it looks pretty juicy, right? We're just need to wait for some type of liquidity grab, just like down here. So that would be the mega bear, or the mega bull, I should say. So we have a mega bull breakout, mega bull breakout. So we're waiting for this, and XRP has only had one of these, one bull run, right? It's had one bull run. Well, actually one over here, but you don't really, can't really count that one too much. So there you go. You know, when I turn the lights on, and then you can see it pretty clearly, right? So we have to wait and figure out what's going to happen. Now, as far as targets go, I mean, people can do all kinds of different targets, right? People can take it from here to here, right there, and then you take this one over here, and somewhere around $19.75. That would be a big target right there, right? And you say, well, how is that? How is that? Well, basically looking at this like a neckline, right? And here's your cup and your handle. And then you take the target, right? And that would be around that $20 mark. Or if you take Fibonacci, right? $10 plus. So don't really want to talk about targets a lot. I mean, I like to talk about targets when we break out, but we're not there yet. We're not even close. Well, we are. I should take that back. We are close relative to the grand picture. We are pretty close. And look at that. It gets us almost to that 1618, which comes in at $24, right? So I would say if we can get to $10, that would be a blessing. If we can get to $20, that would be a miracle. If we can get past $30, that would be like utility kicking in and regulation passed and institutions piling in, right? So just have to wait for that. But as far as XRP goes, I mean, come on. Show me a chart more bullish than XRP. For example, the structure, right? Look at the structure XRP is building, right? For example, if you want to build the biggest building in the world, you need structure. You need architect, right? You need a plan. You need a foundation, right? And to me, XRP has one of the biggest, strongest structures, right? All this structure down here, right? Think of that as your concrete foundation. And now you have more structure being built up here, right? So when this thing breaks out, you're going to have, you see where I'm going with that? You're going to have even more structure up here, right? And the same thing. And that's sort of what we want to see. And what do we call that? Stepping stones, right? We're stepping on up. So, you know, we have to plant ourselves down, position ourselves well, and be patient. Come on up. Come on up. The weather is beautiful up here. Can't wait for you to get up here. Okay, in all seriousness, let's talk about the short term. Like, what is XRP doing now? Well, remember we had that big dump, right? The other couple days ago, and nothing's really changed. I mean, we're still in this range, right? If you take a line here and then a line around where these wicks are, we're still in the range. So, you know, we're working out the range, and really we're working out the retracement levels. So if I pull this down here, we are working out this retracement level between the 382 and the 702. So it's a pretty big area, right? And if I can extend this up here, and I'll lower this down here, right, then the range gets bigger, right? But if you exclude the wicks and just go through the bodies, right, we're pretty tight. We're in that 50 golden pocket area right in here, right? So we're working it out. So we have what? A rise, a crash, a retrace, and now we're sort of in this accumulation, right? Or we come down for that third wave like I talked about in wave E, the triangle. Remember the triangle? Right? So A, B, C, D, E, and let me do this. 1, 2, 3. A. 1, 2, 3. B. 1, 2, 3. C. 1, 2, 3. D. And now we're in 1, and now we're in 2. Guys, we got one more leg to go, and boom, if this is the case, right? If this is the case. E. And then we go to the moon. So that's sort of how it works, right? That's the triangle idea that I had before. So taking all that off, so that's one idea, right? Or we're accumulating in this this golden pocket in here. So we really just have to wait for this range to break. Another idea here is we broke above this major resistance area, right? So we have resistance, resistance, resistance. So maybe we come back down and we test this as the new support, right? We test it as the new support. And it'd be kind of like a running correction. So instead of an A, B, C, we come down A, B, and then we sort of go flat, and then we go. And that is very well possible with maybe a little wick, maybe a little flash wick. Take out all the leverage guys and then take it on up. That would suck because I'm actually in a position, and if that happens, I would be liquidated. So gotta be careful. You gotta be careful for these wicks, right? And when it happens, no big deal. You just adjust your leverage, or you get out of the trade and wait for it to stop, right? Because they'll hunt you down. It's called stop hunting, right? They're looking for people's liquidations. So if there's a big pocket right here, right, or right here, there's a big pocket of liquidations, they're going to come down and tag it, liquidate all that. That basically you just gave free money to the market. The money of the market absorbs it. The whales consume it, and then the price continues to go higher, right? So that would kind of suck, right? But it is what it is. So that would be one option. So another idea, like I said before, here's the support right down here, 54 cents. And then I like to put on the bull market support band. And right now, we are beautifully holding above the bull market support band. So I want to see this thing hold just like down here. And this is sort of what I'm thinking here. So notice here, we came up, we came down, and now we're back testing the bull market support band. I remember this day, or it took a while actually, and I was very bullish in here because of just how well we were back testing, right? So, you know, we had the C19 crash, we came up, we came back down. That was a 1-2, right? 1-2. Then we came up for 3. And then we came all the way back down to back test this area. But then not only that, we were also back testing the bull market support band right in here. Look at this beautiful bull market support. This is the weekly chart, by the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 weeks testing the bull market support band beautifully. And then what happened? Explosion. And then right after that was the SEC lawsuit. But guess what? We're in the clear now, so we don't have to worry about any SEC lawsuit. The very worst that would happen, right, would just be, you come up, you back test, and then you go instead of coming way down here. But I think that lawsuit was just a scam, just to absorb a lot of the supply. But then also I think it was the lawsuit, the SEC lawsuit against Ripple was like a vetting process for what Ripple's about to do when they take the world stage. So think about that. Think about like a job interview, right? A job interview, they need different requirements and different basically a vetting stage, right? And guess what? Ripple is the most vetted company in crypto world there is. So anyway, going back to here, I think that could be something what's happening now. So once again, we have this pump, we come down, we back test the bull market support band for 11 weeks, and then blast off. So let's go back over here. So same kind of thing going on. Look at that. We break out, right? Here's our box. Here's the bull market support band. Test, 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 test. And then explosion. Explosion to the upside. I'm expecting an explosion. I'm betting on an explosion. I'm positioning myself for an explosion. Now, remember in the beginning of the video, can we do the bearish idea? Yeah. And if we do that, no big deal. If we come back down here to, if we have to take the bearish idea, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Because why? You just buy more. That's all you got to do. Don't worry about it. Close your trades. Wait for the day. Once you find support, then you take it off. Do I think that's going to happen? No, but there's no reason for me to think that at the moment. At the moment, I'm saying bullish, 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 right? So let me take that off. So same thing, right? We have this pump, and the back test of the bull market support band, then a breakout. We have this pump above the bull market support band, right? Above it, and then we're consolidating on top of it, and then what comes next? A breakout. So those are the options right there. So let me just do it real fast. Again, option number 1, A, B, C, which would be wave E in the triangle. Just like down here. Right? Three-wave move down here. Grab that liquidity, go. Right? That's option number one. And that would be what? You have a rise, you have a rise. Crash, crash. Retrace, retrace. Reaccumulation, reaccumulation. Sideways base, sideways base. Liquidity grab, waiting for that three-wave move, liquidity grab, and then go. Right? So there's option number one, right? Same thing. And all in all you got to know is three-wave move. So we have this trend line, right? We break the trend line, get everybody nervous, get everybody scared. Oh my God, we're going to zero. No, please stop. Okay, you know what? Let's go short. It's over. Everybody shorts, thinking the price is going to go down, but instead it shoots on up, just like over here, right? People are getting tired. I can see it. I can see people, right, holding XRP. If you held XRP for the since 2018, right? 6 years, right? So even 2 years, people are going crazy. Or even 1 year, people are going crazy, right? When is it going to moon? When is it going to moon? When is it, when? Guys, you don't want it to moon yet. Relax. I know everybody wants it to moon, but when it happens, you're going to wish you would have had more. You're going to wish you would have waited, right? You're going to wish that it would have took more time, because when it happens, it's going to be over quick and you're not going to realize what just happened. Wait a minute. It's already over with and it's done. It can end in 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks will fly, trust me. You know how they say time flies when you're having fun? Well, guess what? If XRP breaks all-time high, time's not going to even, you're not going to even remember time. And then all of a sudden it's going to be 2 weeks later and it's over. And then you're going to be like wishing that maybe I should have stocked up a little more, maybe I should have expected the unexpected, because it always does the unexpected, right? And I think this three-wave move would be the total unexpected move. Because at that point, right now, people are kind of bearish now because of that dump. But this is what they're thinking. They're thinking this, and we're going to march up. But if we come down and break this, then they're going to think it's over. And that's when we go. So XRP, Bitcoin likes to humble people, even the best traders in the world. It likes to do things the unexpected way, right? When you think, okay, we're bullish, we got to break out. Look at it. It looks the same as last time. All the indicators are flashing green. Let's go, 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 go. And that may be the case. It may be the case, but there's a few little kinks that we don't see that often has a flash crash or a liquidity dump or some type of major blood in the street type of situation, right? Where everybody doesn't know what's going on, then they flip bearish, maybe stay down here for a couple days and second guess your position. And then what happens is they want you to sell. That's their goal, right? The reason why XRP is taking so long is because the XRP community is so relentless. You never heard that before, I bet you. Let me repeat that. I'm going to say something that nobody's ever said before. The reason why XRP is taking so long is because the XRP community is so relentless. They will not sell, right? In order for the price to explode, look what needed to happen. See that right there? That needed to happen. And then the price exploded, right? But that's not happening. Why? Because we're so relentless. So the market makers are wearing us down, make it go sideways. Doesn't it feel like it's been 60 cents for like years? Doesn't it feel like it's been in the 50s and the 60s for like ever? And that's what it's designed to do. It's psychologically doing this to your brain, right? So think about that for a second. I want you to take a moment and understand the psychological implication, right? So for example, we're at 50 cents, 60 cents. For week after week after week after month after month after month, 50, 60, 50, say, come on, do something, do something. Then we go up to 55, 65, and then almost 70, and then all the way down to 37 cents. Oh my God, what happened? We're at 40, 50 for weeks and months, and we're building and building and building, and we're going to get ready to go. We almost hit 70, then all of a sudden dump all the way back down to 37 cents. Oh, come on. That would drive people nuts. And that's what happens. That's what needs to happen. And then we go to the moon. You see, nobody expected that, right? Now, again, I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, right? Even though we did go to 70 cents, right? Right here. Or actually it was higher, it was 74 cents. So if we come all the way down and break this liquidity and come all the way down to 41 cents, it would drive people insane. But then guess what? I believe XRP community is still so relentless that even this won't do damage. And, you'll still get to enjoy the ride up. So those are sort of the ideas and a little bit of rant and sort of my thoughts on what's going on. So basically, real fast, option number 1, A, B, C, go. And this would be wave E, right, in that triangle. So every wave has 3 waves in the triangle. And then option number 2 would be a break above this channel. So this is a 1, 2. This is a 1, 2. And now we're about to go 1, 2 again, 3, 4, 5, right? So basically you could see, when the market does this 1, 2, and then it comes up again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's like a heartbeat. And when you have a nest of 1, 2s, 1, 2s, it's extremely bullish for more upside. And basically what this is just an accumulation box, just like over here, right there. And notice how we're above the bull market support band, right? We are above the bull market support band, which is a good thing. We need that. So again, just like over here, right? Same thing right there. So something to this effect. I'll actually screenshot that. Maybe that's a good thumbnail I'll use. And another reason why I believe we're bullish is because we're cupping. We're doing these cups. So notice so here's resistance, right? So we're cupping into the resistance, cupping into the resistance, cupping into the resistance. We broke the resistance, anomaly SEC, right? We're cupping into we keep doing this type of cup, right? And usually most of the time that's bullish, right? And then eventually we break out. So cup, 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 breakout. So same thing here, a little different, but same thing. You're cupping into this resistance, cupping in, breakout, then cupping again, breakout. These cups are very bullish, right? So when you have the market bottoming out, and we can see it bottoming out, and then we start getting these cups in like this accumulation, then this tells me we're getting ready for something big. So there you go, guys. that's about it. I know this video already got over an hour long. I don't know how that keeps happening, but maybe I just talk, right? I can't stop. But, you know, I would just think about what you hold, understand the fundamental value, understand the chart, right? Look how big this is. Huge. Show me one chart that's bigger than that. That is a monster. That is a 6-year box. There's no coin out there that has a 6-year box, right? And this in the box goes rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, blast off. For example, Bitcoin, right here. This is not a 6-year box. This is 2017. This is only 3 years, right? But it's the same thing. We have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, and then blast off. So basically, XRP is right here. It's right in here. Maybe it gets that little flash crash and then it goes up. But that's sort of where we are. Same thing with XLM. Go back to XRP. So same thing with XRP. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, sideways, blast off. Same thing with Bitcoin, right? Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, blast off. But look how tiny this was. Bitcoin or XRP is way out here. And it did a crash and then a retrace and then reaccumulation. So XRP's down here, Bitcoin's way up here. And not just Bitcoin, but a lot of them, Ethereum and this and that and a bunch of them. So why would I buy those when I can buy this one way down here? Most people want to chase big moves. Like it already pumped so many percentage points and I want to go chase it. But XRP has been going flat since it hasn't broken its all-time high, right? So here's its all-time high. It's way down here. Same thing with Bitcoin. Well, it's different. Well, Bitcoin's all-time high is here, and the price is way up here. That would be like XRP, right? The price, the all-time high is here, and XRP would be up here, like $5-6. Would you buy XRP for $6? No. So why would you buy Bitcoin for 43K? It's ridiculous. You're buying Bitcoin. You're buying XRP for the equivalent of Bitcoin being at like below 9K. So just think about that. And, you know, same thing with XLM too. But looking at the total 3 is a good example, right? Rise, crash, retrace. I believe we're in a retracement. Then I believe we come down for reaccumulation and then we go. But hopefully XRP can get going in this reaccumulation and maybe get us out of here. So we'll just have to wait and see. Zooming in to the 16-hour chart, you know, same kind of thing. We have a rise, crash, retrace. Now we're probably in reaccumulation. If we hold above this band right in here, right, and continue to test, then we can start to go. But if this breaks below, don't worry. I still think it's going to continue to go. It's just going to be a bigger ABC, and it would actually be an even bigger, right, ABC, probably down here, 36. No, I would say between 37 and 43. Between 37 and 43 would probably be that move, A, B, C, and then go. Or we just hold above it and then go. So there you go. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you can, leave a like, leave a comment. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me going. Keeps me wanting to make more videos, and it's an exciting journey that we're all on, because We're very close. We're very close to something happening. You know, even if it's the bearish count, the mega bear or the mega bull, regardless of what happens, I just want something to happen, right? No more 60-cent stuff, no more 50-cent stuff. Let's get some volatility, let's get some action, and I think that action is going to come very soon. So if you look at where Bitcoin exploded in the last cycle, and where altcoins left, right, in the fractal, I know blockchain backers shared it many times. We're at that point where XRP is in that sweet spot. So maybe everybody's focusing on that, and now it doesn't happen, right? So there's a lot of different things you can think about, but at the same time, holding above this is not too critical. But if we do, right, it would be great. So A, B, C, we back test 54 cents, right? This is resistance, resistance, resistance. Now we came down, we make it the new support. A, B, C, make it the new support. Or just trend sideways, then go. Or A, B, C, then we go. So either way, we're set. We're ready to go. So let's see what happens. Cheers.